Hello. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Around the Town with Mark. I am Mark Whalen, your host. As you know, we are always glad to have you tune in and visit with us. And as you know, we always have a fun and interesting show for you. Well, we have another one of those today. Here we are in the middle of summer, and as you know, while you're watching Around the Town with Mark, there are a lot of fun things to see and to do in the city of Groton. Well, we've got more to talk about, and my guest today knows all there is to know about a lot of these great upcoming events. So sit back, relax, watch and enjoy this show, and allow me to introduce my guest to you. We have today Marian Galbraith, the mayor of the city of Groton. Marian, welcome to Around the Town with Mark.
Well, thanks very much for having me back, Mark.
Well, we're delighted to have you back. And I'm going to start out by reminding all of our viewers that this is Connecticut Submarine Century.
It certainly is.
It is, and that's a very, very big deal. And I think the city of Groton has done a tremendous job of showing the world and the personnel and the families that support the Navy submarine base. That's a big, very important, not just the military, but the EB and everybody that's associated in any which way with that Navy base. So I've done enough talking. So let's hear what's coming up. I think there's a pretty big event coming about a week from Friday.
There is. So you want to talk about City Day first?
Let's talk about City Day first.
So City Day is August 5th. It's always the first Friday in August. And as usual, it's going to take place at Washington Park. It runs from 5 to 9. And there's just loads of things for everybody in the family. There's a great area for kids. You know, Deb Patrick, who's our city clerk, has run this for the last 12, 14 years. It's got to be more than that, since 99 probably. So she's been running this since then, and she does just a wonderful job, and she's got so many things worked out. So there's going to be a whole field full of fun activities for kids. All of the city departments come down and have their trucks there for kids to enjoy, and Groton Utilities puts on wonderful displays. They have giveaways for the kids. They have displays on electricity and water and all the good work that they do, and of course there's food.
Oh, gotta have food. You have to have
hamburgers
food.
And hot dogs, very modestly priced, and we do the cooking. I'm usually on hot dogs. I'm pretty good with the hot dogs.
I've seen you flip a mean hamburger and twirl a mean hot dog. Yes. Yeah.
So and of course one of the highlights of the evening is the Jacqueline Nixon Service Award, which is really a very nice presentation. And that started, it's got to be, I want to say maybe 12 years ago. I could be wrong on the date. But it started, and the idea of it was to give an award to someone who really serves the community, who does it on a volunteer basis. And it just so happened that a woman who did that for many years, Jacqueline Nixon, passed away that year. And, you know, the natural thought was to give the award to her. And then we thought, well, let's memorialize her even more and name the award after her. And so the award was named after her. She ran actually a food pantry out of her house for people in need in the city for many years, really did a fabulous job. And so it was named after her, and each year a community service award is given to somebody in the community. It's kept a secret until that night.
Of course.
And in the early days, they got a chair, a chair that was a Hitchcock chair. But they changed that in more recent years to a check that goes to the charity of their choice. That we thought that was more in keeping with that spirit of giving.
It certainly would be. And I would imagine that's kind of a tough choice to come up with that winner every year, because there are a lot of wonderful people who dedicate a lot of their time to the city of Groton to make it such a great place.
Yes, there are. You know, you're absolutely right. From the people who are on committees and commissions to people like yourself, is not only on several committees and commissions, but also, you know, run Art on Groton Bank, which was fantastic this year. And there are other people who run events like that in the city, and all of that is what makes the city such a great place to live.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Now, are you? Do you have enough volunteers for this event, or do you have a call out? Do you need more people to help you with this event?
We can always use more volunteers. We need volunteers under the tent helping to distribute food, and I know you do that.
I do, yes, I do.
You're
and
one of those volunteers.
It's a lot of fun, everybody. Really, I have more fun being behind the counter, helping the visitors than just being a visitor. It means so much more when you're there interacting with the people that are coming, and they're always smiling there. It's a very high energy event. There's just, people are happy.
Yes, they are,
They're
because
just
it's just a
happy.
great evening, and the kids dance to the music, and there's usually a display by the Gabriel Martial Arts Group. And it's just a really nice evening, and we can use volunteers to hand out food, to collect the money. They're very modestly priced. It's just really to kind of.
I know they are.
Yes.
It's just really, yeah, it's a token. It's
Yes.
just a mere token.
But yeah, we can always use volunteers.
Now, if our audience out there, please pay attention. If you want to be a volunteer for this great event, how would somebody contact the city? Would that be through Deb Patrick's, the city clerk
Absolutely.
office?
Call the city clerk's office.
Okay.
And that is 446-4102.
Okay.
446-4102.
All right.
So that would be the place to start, and I'm sure Deb will welcome volunteers.
All right. Well, I encourage everyone out there, as I just said, to please put it on your calendar. Go visit Groton City today anyway. But if you can have that time, volunteer a little bit too.
It is fun, yeah.
It
And
is.
volunteer for just a part of the time is great, and then go out and enjoy all that the evening has to offer.
Yeah, and of course the weather's going to be flawless. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Oh, we should
Yeah.
knock on
No,
wood.
that's okay. I've said that for my other events, and it usually works really, really well if you say that. 'Cause, you have that little talk with
We
Mother
actually
Nature.
have been very fortunate each year.
Well, I've been volunteering for that event for I don't know how many years now, and it's always a beautiful day.
Yep.
It's always. I've never seen
Yep.
it cloudy. I've never seen it too hot. I've never seen a drizzle. So it's going to be great. Yeah. So
And for everybody who likes Pokemon, there are a lot of stops in the park. So,
Oh.
and there are little Pokemon to collect. So another reason to bring the whole family down.
well, we all know that's right now is a huge hit and a huge rage. So Groton City Day, also a Pokemon event. Great, great.
Now, the other thing that we have going on now that's totally new to the city is the farmers market. And each Tuesday from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, the farmers market is located in Washington Park. And I am so impressed by this event. Cindy Barry of Ledge Light Health District has put this together. She came to me and asked, if I would support them in a grant. And I said, oh, absolutely, this would be wonderful. And I am so impressed by the number of vendors there are, the farmers who are there. There's a local authors table, which is really nice. There are food vendors there. Rolling Tomatoes usually there. Supreme Hot Dog is there.
Oh, wow.
And there are people who sell locally made crafts. So it's really nice. And in fact, this week there are different themes for different times throughout the year. And family night is this night. So there's going to be even more things to do there. There's usually music, some live entertainment. So that's a really nice event.
That sounds a lot more than just a farmer's market to me. It sounds like a farmer's market festival.
Well, it is like
does.
it does have that feeling.
It sounds like it.
People come and they do their shopping, and then they sit and have some dinner at the picnic tables, and it's really nice. And I think that's one of the things that we've learned about farmers markets, that you really want to have a mix of things there, the music and the craft people, and that mix is really what creates the fun of a farmer's market.
Oh, that's just sounds fun. I have not been there yet, and I think
Oh,
I'm going
you'll
to
have to
do
stop
it.
down. Every Tuesday, 3 to 6.
All right, every Tuesday, 3 to 6. all right.
Washington Park.
All right, Washington Park. I think everybody right now, there's so many things we're talking about. Get out your little handheld and start taking notes, or an old-fashioned piece of paper and a pencil, because they want to start taking these dates and times
Right.
down. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a lot to do.
There's just a lot happening in the city, and of course, a good place to find it all is on the website or the Facebook page for Summer in the City. The
Okay.
Facebook page is Summer in the City Groton, and it has all of the events there. Susan Bailey takes care of organizing
We've
all
got
of
that right on our screen
Fabulous.
right now.
All of that promotion for us, and you'll find all of those events there and on the City of Groton government page.
And I'm sure, like we've said, people that are looking to volunteer, they can go through those Facebook pages as well and find out the contact information.
Absolutely.
If they want to participate as a volunteer for these events. Because volunteers are always welcome, I think, in any kind of event.
Yep,
that
and we're
we
very
do.
fortunate, as you said, in the city.
We are. And I know at Art and Groton Bank, which Saturday the 16th. We couldn't have done it without the volunteers. They mean a lot. And I will say, even our mayor was out there schlepping tents, putting up tents, moving trash cans. But it's a lot of fun.
It is
when
a lot of fun.
When you volunteer, you're not just there working. It's just everybody laughing and just having a good time making this thing happen.
And it's a great event for the city. Everybody comes out. It's really nice, and what an opportunity for the local artists. You know, it really is a very nice event.
It is, and my viewers out there, if you missed Art in Groton Bank this past Saturday the 16th, don't let that happen next year. I want to see your face there, and I want to see your face at City Day, and the Farmers Market, and where else?
Subtrail.
Subtrail.
So Connecticut Subtrail is underway. They've been out since the week of July 4th, so I think July 5th they were all out in place, and there is an app. You can download the app, and you can follow the map and see all of them. People have been reporting to the Connecticut Submarine Century Facebook page that they've been following the trail and what they've found, and that's been a lot of fun.
Let's remind our viewers just exactly what that subtrail is for anyone who might have missed it, which is hard to do, but if someone has missed that, please explain just briefly what that is.
So the Connecticut Subtrail is a public art project which was initiated by an art teacher at Grasso Tech, Joy Supples, and it's made up of 21 fiberglass submarines, and those fiberglass submarines have been decorated by local artists. And each one is unique, each one is colorful, each one has a theme to it, and they're placed throughout southeastern Connecticut so that people can find them and enjoy this local art.
So anyone that's familiar with the Whale Trail that was all around the area can now know that now this is basically the same thing, but submarines.
Right.
Celebrating, of course, being submarine proud.
Century.
And
That's
submarine
right.
century.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so people have been going around and they've been posting pictures of their kids at the submarines. We had it at Art on Groton Bank.
Yes, yes.
And it even invited kids to do their own little decorating on some wooden submarines. But
You don't want to decorate any of the subtrail.
No, you don't want to decorate the subtrail ones. They're already done.
They're already done. Yeah.
But no, they've been popular. You know, we have one in front of the municipal building, and I see people come up and do the pictures all day long. People are coming around and finding them. So that's really a nice thing to have in the community.
And just another fun way of celebrating that submarine century.
That's right.
It's very unique and just a heck of a lot of fun. And those are going to be around all through, I think, until September, correct?
Through October.
Through October. Oh,
Connecticut
wonderful.
Submarine Century ends, the year-long celebration ends in October. So they'll be there through October.
So there's lots of opportunities for people. And when you've got visitors coming into town, add that to the list.
Well, if you have visitors coming into town, what you need to do is get on the
water taxi.
Because there's always something happening on one or the other side. You know, interestingly enough, you know, as long as I've been here, I had never been inside Fort Trumbull before. But I
haven't
went.
either yet.
Well, this is the thing. We need to take those water taxis and go explore what we have here. I was so impressed. And they're making improvements to it too. But you know, we went up to the top of Fort Trumbull because you can go up to the second level, and the view was spectacular. It was just wonderful, and I could, in one view, I saw 2 cross-sound ferries passing each other, the Block Island Express, the Mystic Whaler going out, and what was coming in? A submarine.
Oh,
I mean, where
how
can
exciting.
you get a view like that?
You can't.
It's
Not
just,
only on the Thames River between Groton and New London can you get such a thing
And
like
another
that.
time I was on the water taxi. I go on the water taxi a lot. I was on the water taxi, and a sub went by. It was just great. So we stopped and watched the sub go by, took lots of pictures. And the kids who were on the water taxi were just so excited about it. It was really, really nice.
That's a thrill.
Yeah.
And so our viewers would know for sure that there are 3 stops, I believe. It begins at Fort Trumbull.
Correct.
Goes on to the City Pier in New London by the train station.
Yep.
And then crosses over to Groton, right down on Thames Street. And then, of course, it would go back. But it does that little circle.
It's each spot once an hour. So at Fort Trumbull, it's on the hour. City Pier, it leaves at 20 minutes after the hour. And from City of Groton, it leaves at 40 minutes after the hour.
And that runs from 10 a.m. to, I believe, the last one out of Groton is at 8:40. So
Yes.
it runs pretty much till 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So an opportunity to visit both sides of the river, visit all these sites, and of course the Heritage Park sites, which isn't one park, but a series of a number of parks on both sides of the river, correct?
Correct. So people, for instance, coming to the city of Groton can visit Fort Griswold. In fact, if you get off the water taxi and go straight up the hill, first thing you're going to see is the Ebenezer Avery House, which is an historic home. Then you can go farther up to Fort Griswold, or you can go left down Thames Street and visit the Avery Cop House and visit the U.S. Subvets World War II National Memorial. So
that's a whole lot of stuff to see, and have a boat ride to boot. You could have lunch on one side of the river, dinner on the other side of the river, have that boat ride, visit all these sites, and of course, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you've got company coming into town, what a great thing to do, because we are a water community and we're surrounded by it, and not everybody has the opportunity to get out on a boat.
You're absolutely right. Those oppressively hot days that we've had, the really nice thing on the weekend for me was to get on that boat. Yep. And I would just go over to New London. I went over to New London, and they have, on Sundays now, they have an open air market right there at City Pier. I took my my nephew for the very first time over to Fishtails Tugs and Sails, which was a really nice event for kids. So, on both sides of the river, there are things to do, and people need to get on that water taxi and see them. It's just the nicest way to get around, not to worry about parking. Once you've got that car parked, you just go and enjoy the day.
And I had the water taxi folks on Around the Town with Mark some time ago talking about that. So I know that the fares are incredibly low.
Yes.
For an adult for the entire day, which means getting on and off, not just one trip, is what, $10?
Well, it's $10 for the round trip.
For the round trip, but
Yep.
you can get off.
You can get off and on. It's hop on, hop off.
Yeah. But for $50, I believe, you can ride the entire season. Unlimited, is that correct?
That's correct. I have far exceeded what it cost to get that season pass, because the season pass, as you said, is $50. That's the equivalent of 5 rides, and I've been already on it like 8 or 9 times. I really enjoy using the water taxi. It's really great. But kids for that round trip are just $5. Now, where else can you go out on a boat for an hour for $5 or $10? And
you can't, and by doing that, you don't have to worry about. You park once, and there's a parking lot. I know in Groton, right near the water taxi, free parking.
Yep.
You can park. You can leave your car. You can be in New London. You don't have to deal with the bridge or worrying about 95 traffic, and you're seeing pretty much lots and lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And that boat ride.
Yep. And once you get off in City Pier, there's the Hempstead House. There's so many things. There's the Custom House. There's the Shaw Mansion. There's so many things to see within walking distance. And I already mentioned Fort Trumbull, Fort Griswold. We really have a wealth of history here. And what a better way to explore it.
Well, we do have a wealth here, and that's one of the things, and I know you like to say Groton, and it's true, is a great place to live, to work, and to play. And it's so true, because there is so much rich history in our area, and people can visit all this history and learn so much about what's going on, and just enjoy what the city of Groton and southeastern Connecticut has to offer, which is a lot.
Right, and it's opened up a world of dining and things. I'm on the water taxi. People say, I'm just taking the water taxi over to Paul's to have lunch. That's great. We want people to come over and to go to Paul's Pasta, and vice versa. We want to go over to the other side. We want people to know they can enjoy the restaurants on Bank Street, and it's really nice.
Yeah, and it's, like we just said, it's a very short walk off this water taxi, and you're somewhere.
Yep.
A restaurant or some great fort or beautiful historic home to see.
Yeah.
So it's all right there.
Yeah.
So Submarine Century.
Submarine Century, we have the 4th of our concert series coming up. So this summer we have 4 U.S. Coast Guard band concerts. The 4th one is coming up on August 3rd. That will be at Avery Point. There are still events going on, and you can check the ConnecticutSubmarineCentury.com, CTSubmarineCentury.com for a whole list of events. There's a lot going on. On Mondays, for instance, as we speak, there's a movie matinee every Monday at the Groton Public Library, a submarine-themed film, which is fun. Get in and out of the heat, bring your lunch with you and enjoy a film. It's usually about 1 o'clock.
Oh wow! I had no idea that existed.
Yeah, and then with the Connecticut Submarine Century photo exhibit is up right now in the municipal building. That was first shown at Art on Groton Bank and is now in the municipal building. It will move at the end of this month on August 1st to the Nautilus Museum, and then it will go to the airport, and it will be there when the Air and Sea Celebration is going on, which is August 19th.
August 19th, another great event here. I know that there's going to be an open house at the airport all day long.
Yep.
With all kinds of different things for people to learn about the airport. The AVCRAD, which is the military presence there with the helicopters, survival systems, and of course Mystic Jet Center is going to be open with tours of hangars, and so yeah, it's just, here we go again, another great event.
And then a great event at night, really nice event with music and just a really nice event going on at night, and there are discount tickets for the military families, so we hope that they'll come out as well.
And they can find, again, go to the Summer in the City Facebook page.
Yep.
And they'll find all the information on anything that they need to do or to know, when to be there, what the hours are, et cetera. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Susan Bailey and the Groton Business Association have been working hard to put that together, and I think it's going to be a wonderful event. Well, everything Susan does is wonderful.
Well, that's true. It is.
Just like you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's fun work. It really is. It's gratifying to me to be able to give back to the city, and when we go to these events, everybody's face is smiling. We just said about Groton City Day. It's just, everyone has fun.
Yep.
The volunteers have fun. The visitors have fun. The interaction between both is very energetic, and it's great. So again, you want to volunteer? We need you, right?
Yep. That's right. That's right. We do. We have plenty to do and plenty of people to do it. We need plenty of people to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it takes an army sometimes to make something like that happen. But well, I think we'll get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember everybody. So Groton City Day. What kind of components of Submarine Century will we see there? Are there going to be some?
That's a good question. I don't know that we've put much of Connecticut Submarine Century in there. I guess we'll have to work on that in the next couple of days. I'm sure we could get the flag line down there. That would be a great thing. Probably set up a table for kids to decorate some more of those submarines. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
So yeah, that would be a great thing to do.
Yes, and now what we're talking about there is we had those at Art and Groton Bank.
Yep.
And the students at Grasso Tech, listen to everybody, this is fun. They made 2 different kind of little wooden submarines, and we'll give them out free and with markers, and you can decorate that little submarine any way you want. Take it home with you. It even has a little hole there so you can hang it on a decoration, even on your Christmas tree. So you can decorate your own submarine. The flag line, which you also had at Art and Groton Bank, is you just take a little piece of cloth, and for Art and Groton Bank, we asked everyone to just mark on that cloth what Submarine Century means to them.
Yep.
And then that gets flown all over the place on strings. And they just flutter in the wind. It's just exciting. So those would be 2 great events. I think we need to see those.
And of course, we have Submarine Century memorabilia. We have Submarine Century hats. We have Submarine Century Challenge coins. We have Submarine Century lapel pins. And just about every place we go, we have those available for people to purchase. And the proceeds from all of this go to establishing a public monument, bringing back the sail or the conning tower from the USS Groton and establishing it as a public monument to the men and women who design, build, and operate submarines.
Now that's a very, very exciting prospect to see something like that come into Groton. That's tremendously huge.
So that's a couple of years, and that'll take us a couple of years to do that project, but we are working on it, and that would be a nice show sometime.
It would be. Oh, definitely, definitely. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
So all of these little elements, the items that you just talked about for sale, will they be for sale at Groton City Day coming up?
Yes.
And is the book you can have? Is there also a book for sale?
Yes, there is a book that the Day put out, and we will have that with us as well. It's called The First and Finest, and it has some fabulous pictures of the subbase over the years, the 100 years of the subbase New London, which is in Groton.
I saw that book at Art and Groton Bank, and it's a beautiful book.
It is.
It really is. So that'll be fun. So everybody remember, you can go to Groton City Day, you can decorate your own submarine, you can make your own flag, bring your money, buy some trinkets, buy a hat, buy a book. But, you know, a little hot dog and a hamburger. But other than that, Groton City Day is open and free to everybody.
That's right.
Music,
That's right.
fun, everything.
That's right.
And I like to say that when any of our viewers and our visitors go to some of these events, they really are showing support for the community. And when we're celebrating Submarine Century, by going to these events, be it the Groton City Day, any of these events, it's a really exciting way of showing their support.
Yeah, and that was never more true for me than when we had the Submarine Birthday Bash. That was such a nice event, and so many people came out. I mean, we had no idea when we thought of having the party. We thought of the elements, but we said, you know, people would say, well, how many people do you expect? We'd say, well, we don't know. We hope we get at least 500, and we exceeded our 500 people. It was so nice to see people come out, you know, taking their picture with the submarine to show their submarine pride. It really was nice. It was a very nice event.
One event that we haven't talked about yet that was on my show a couple of weeks ago, and that is the Sub Box Derby. September 4th, Washington Park again.
Yep.
And this is just like a regular derby, but the theme is submarine-shaped cars.
Right. So for the kids portion, because they hope to also have an adult portion as well. The kids portion, there are rules and regulations for making the cars. They have to fit certain standards, and there are kits available if people want to make their own cars. Groups can do that. Scouts do that. All Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Different groups can do that. And then for the adult part, they're hoping to have some sub-box derbies, as you say, and that's going to run on Mitchell Street. So it's going to be, most of the event will be in Washington Park, but the actual derby itself will be on Mitchell Street from Minor down to Meridian. And so that will be blocked off for those days, but we'll have that marked. There will be emergency vehicles that can get by on the road, but there'll be a short detour from Park and then back down through Meridian. So it won't inconvenience people very much, but it'll be a fun event.
So Washington Park is going to be a happening place coming up. So there's a lot going on at
That's
Washington.
one
the
busy
Farmers
park.
Market, the Groton City Day, the Sub-Box Derby.
And then there's all the ball games that take place there.
There you go.
And Parks and Rec program uses it every single day for the kids. Oh. So it is one busy park. I'll tell you, that is a real gem. Washington Park and Eastern Point Beach are really wonderful assets in the city.
Well, Marian, you are an asset to the city.
Thank you.
You work very hard to make all of these things happen, and like I said, I see you flip burgers. You just do it all. So I want to thank you so much for being on this show today to share with our viewers all these great things that are coming up in the city of Groton. It's been great.
Well, thanks, Mark. Again, I really appreciate you having me on and letting me talk about the city. Nothing I think
it's great. And I want to thank our viewers for tuning in again to Around the Town with Mark. We're always glad that you're here to see us. Come back often, but remember, there's so much to do this year. We've got Groton City Day, we've got the water taxi, we've got the farmers market, we've got the Sub-Box Derby, we've got concerts. I mean, good heavens,
every Friday there's a concert in Washington Park.
Yeah, so come everybody. I mean, there's so much to do. Anyway, thank you so much for being on Around the Town with Mark, and I'm so happy that we've been able to share all these great things with you. Get out there, do them all, have a wonderful summer. Come back to see us on Around the Town with Mark very soon, and thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.